new episode of No, this isn't the Skybird Wars, it's Kevin's Toy Box. And we have two Hammond Collection toys to review today. The Stygimoloch and the Scooter. Yes. One pretty old, and actually it's not that old. It only came out like earlier this year. And the Stiggy is probably the newer one, and probably one of the better looking ones of the three small ones. The Troodon looks awful. I hate it. I hate everything about it. And then there's the Tiger Raptor, which is, it's okay. But like, it's not something we're gonna be chasing after, because it's not like the perfect raptor. I don't know. Raptors tend to get a pretty bad rap in the Hammond Collection, all the way back to the first one they made. And even in the Amber Collection, they suffered a lot of issues. But we're not here to talk about Raptor, we're here to talk about Styggies. So let's take it out of the box. But before we even talk about the Hammond Styggy, let's talk about the regular Styggy. Actually, no, this is the battle damage Styggy, the first Styggy Zane ever got. I think he got this before he got me. Now back then, Fallen Kingdom toys, they really cared about paint applications because this was one of their best, focus on the camera please. This was one of their best painted figures right here. I mean, just look at it. The dome is painted. There's something over here that's actually a little more interesting. Give me a second. But I did something! So are we cool? You're gonna review me this time? Maybe. I don't know. I'm a lizard. I get distracted pretty easily.
Yeah, well, it's just like, you know, I had a personality. In fact, on Zainreborn's old channel, one of his most popular videos, at least one of the more likable ones, was like, Fallen Kingdom in a nutshell. That's when I was born. My catchphrase was, I did something.
Isn't that stolen from the Lego Batman movie?
Yeah, but just, you know what, whatever. I'm just gonna review myself.
Wait, is he allowed to do that?
So you wanna know why I was such a perfect dinosaur toy? It's because everything about me was just right. First of all, look at my paint. There isn't a single spot of paint that feels unfinished. I've got tail running all the way down to my tail. Not the tip, but this is already a lot of paint right here. And on the legs, and I got patterns running down everywhere. I got like a cool action feature that's like, I mean, sure, I got this little nub that's kind of annoying, but like, then it's like, it's still easy to cover up compared to permanent battle damage. I also got like that hip pivoting, even though it's not as wide as other dinosaurs. I got these ball jointed hands, which basically means I can just rotate them however I want. And my head is also on a ball joint, so I can just pivot up, down, left, right. I was very articulated. And yeah, everything about me just felt right. I was a perfect dinosaur toy. And I'm extra special because I have a factory defect. I've got this little splotch of paint. And you know what Zainreborn said? He didn't get mad and take me back. No, he accepted it. And he said, that makes me extra special. So yeah, I'm a very special Styggy toy. So how do I compare to my successor?
Well, I wouldn't really say he's your successor. I'd actually say he's more of your evil cousin because he is way darker than you. And unfortunately, I think he does outdo you in the paint department.
He does?
Well, yes and no.
You're confusing me, Kevin.
Well, let's start just by looking at the head sculpt and compare to your head sculpt. Because you both have very good oh, the camera's falling! You both have very good head sculpts, but if we just compare you two side by side, we can see that the detail is pretty equal actually. I'm not gonna lie, you both have pretty solid face detail. It's just that on the Hammond Collection, there's a lot more dry brushing and washing, so it just looks better. But honestly, they're pretty equal. In fact, if you could just, you can have you could put this in with your regular ones, and it wouldn't really be all that. It could just be like variations.
Oh, I mean, I guess that's cool.
And then, although this one does have two things that makes him, solidifies him as better than you.
What's that?
Well, for starters, he's got like an articulated mouth, and while these usually look pretty awkward, on this, it looks pretty much like a natural fit. I mean, on the Yankee it looked weird, and the Packy was kinda okay. It sort of pulled it off, and the Stiggy, I don't know. I think he also pulls it off, but just barely. It really depends on who's asking. And the eyes on this one, kind of like Ghost from earlier, the eyes really work, but that's mainly because the pupil is already painted on. Although, he does look like, I guess in like a certain light, it's also going to look pretty lifeless. But, you already had pretty black eyes, so it didn't really, I don't think either of you have better eyes compared to the others. But you can still kind of see the pupil, even in the bad lighting.
Oh. So, what makes him better than me?
Obviously, it's the articulation, because this thing, it's got like, as usual with Hammond Collection, ball-jointed arms, and like for the hand here as well. It's all rotatable. Here, it's got that hip pivot, and then all of these usual articulated parts on the legs that you've come to expect. Bendable tail, that's a very big plus for Hammond Collections, and of course, paint on the tail. What about the bottom? I think we see our first disadvantage compared to the original.
Yeah, like I said, I have paint running down to my tail. This guy, it doesn't go anywhere near the tail.
It gets worse. The neck. There's no paint on the little bit of the neck here. It's kind of empty. And on the top here, the pattern, if I can actually get this really terrible neck joint to work, oh wow. There was a bit here where the pattern also kind of just abruptly stops, but I guess they're just not counting on you to actually get the thing to go that far. Or was it on the other side of the neck? Wow, the camera's focusing. Please, focus. Yeah, there it is, see? They didn't really do a good job of painting the underbelly on the neck, which is really a shame considering this is meant to be a premium collector figure, when really it's just a slightly more expensive toy. I do say slightly because this is kind of similar price range to like your average Attack Pack figure.
Yeah, so like my paint, look at my neck. My neck actually has the full-on paint wherever it needs to go. So I just feel like I'm better in the paint apps here.
Well, I wouldn't say that. I'd say this one does have better paint. But the distribution of that paint is not as good as yours. Well, sort of. As you can see, the entire head is supposed to be beige. Is that actually accurate? Are you supposed to have a huge, like your whole head is just meant to be beige?
I don't remember.
You know what? I think it's a rare case where I'd say, if you don't get the Hammond Collection Stiggy, well, you're definitely missing out on a beautifully articulated Stiggy, but it's not a huge loss if you have the original Fallen Kingdom one, because it still holds up. I'd still think the original Stiggy is a winner, in my book.
So who's better?
I'm saying you're both better, okay? You don't have to make it a competition. You're both great.
So, I did something, you did something. We did something! Yay!
Wow. It's been a while since I've seen the toys talk back to me. So, can I go next? Sure. The Scooter is definitely a weirder addition to the Hammond Collection because, as far as I'm aware, this thing has no connection to Jurassic canon, like, at all. It's not in any of the video games, it's not in the books, it's not in the movies. At least because, like, the Irritator used to be the weirdest choice, but at least that had some kind of connection. It was in a video game, so unless I'm forgetting a certain video game because I'm a lizard, I don't have a great memory, then this one is just a random addition and just shows that, like, any dinosaur could just be part of the collection, which is both, like, that's great, but also, like, kind of random. I would think they'd want to, like, do all the movie dinosaurs and the TV show dinosaurs and the book dinosaurs before getting into, like, random species that have nothing to do with the franchise. But what am I complaining about? This is a charming little gentleman right here. But just like the Stiggy, let's start by comparing him to its predecessor, who is I'm gonna be honest, he's a fair bit bigger. Now, this is the 93 reimagined line version, where it's got some pretty bizarre colors, so I'm not really gonna judge paint, as it's meant to be like, it's not meant to be realistic or anything. Even though, again, not that great in paint but that's like pretty basic at this point. But I'd say that this is a okay figure. It's got like, what does his tail do? What does that tail do? That tail does nothing. And legs can only move backwards and forwards. Okay. Neck can, okay, there we go. There's some head articulation. And the mouth looks like it can, nah, you know what? You, come back here. You're better. That other one's just a brick with a face. Yeah, I'm just gonna walk over here in disappointment. So first of all, let's talk paint. It's definitely simpler. There's no paint running out on the tail, but you know what? I'll forgive him this time because that is a really small tail. And they still managed to get some like minor splotches of patterning on that tail to make up for it. So I'll give him that. Furthermore, the rest of the colors, it's very simple. It's just green with a beige underbelly and a bit of black, darker green on the top. And then no painted nails. But at least they painted the little tusks here. It's all very simple, and yet I kind of like it because it looks like a creature that's meant to just camouflage in the forest and hide from predators. In fact, it blends right in with this this little floor here. You could just add some trees and you got some perfect camouflage.
Hey, Kevin.
Yeah, what is it?
How are you talking, but then you're just not even looking? I don't even know what's going on. Kevin?
I'm just gonna walk away now. I don't want to answer that.
But Kevin...
Just keep doing the review. I know what I'm doing. Show yourself off, I'll talk.
Okay.
So, then we got, like, articulation, which is, of course, this one was just a brick that can move its legs and its head. But this one improves in every way. The mouth is a little uncanny because of that new, awful jaw mechanism they use on these smaller toys. It looks very bizarre, like it's jutting out forward. Cannot wait for that Sinoceratops with the new revolutionary mouth they're going to add to future toys. The head can like rotate and the neck can also rotate, and it doesn't look like it has, I mean, it's probably the same ball joint that the smaller figures have that really bog down their head articulation, but on the scooter, it works actually. It's quite smooth. I will say probably, oh wait, nope, it's pretty solid up and down motion. Maybe not up, but definitely down. And of course, the rest of the legs, just like what you'd expect. The back legs are shorter, so they only have 2 points of articulation, and everything else is just segmented into 3 parts. And that tail, despite being tiny, can also be rotated. It's a nice, charming little guy, like I said, with some very nice looking glass eyes.
Kevin, what was that rustling sound?
I still want to nestle up to the feet of this giant T-Rex. I know everyone keeps giving it flack for having the biggest clown shoes ever, but like, they're comfy to sleep on, man. Way comfier than the Giga's feet.
So, is no one just gonna question how he can just commentate despite not even paying attention to what's actually happening?
Nah, just go with it, man.
What do you mean?
I've been in this household long enough to know how Kevin works. Just roll with it.
Okay.
And there you have it, the Scutosaurus and the Stygimoloch. The Stygimoloch has always been one of Zane's favorite designs from Fallen Kingdom, so I can tell he's gonna have a lot of fun with it. And while the Scutosaurus is a bit of a random choice for the line, I still very much enjoy it. Oh, what do I know? I'm just a random lizard on the internet. Good night.
I did something!
Hey guys, thanks for watching the video from beginning to end. If you want to see more, subscribe to the channel and join the Zainreborn community. See you in the next one. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye.